Hello everyone, hope you're well and staying safe. I'm Moon Sugar Cake, and in case you're new to the channel, here I like to play and talk about wholesome games. Today I'm gonna bring you a quick review of the Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town game. I bought this recently and I played quite a few hours on it, and I decided to just share my opinion in case you're interested or you're thinking if you should buy the game or not. This is my personal opinion, of course. This is what I observe and what I judge important to myself, just as a disclaimer. So I would like to share here the good, the bad and the ugly of Story of Seasons. First of all, most of the positives rely on the many quality of life improvements to the gameplay mechanics. First, you can now increase the size of your bag and can stack items in your inventory. That is obviously very useful. Previous games didn't have that, so I'm really glad they included that on the remake. Second, now you can upgrade your tools and water bigger areas with your watering can when it's upgraded. And you can also walk past the crops, so that may sound basic if you have played other farming games like Stardew Valley or My Time at Fortia, but in past Harvest Moon games we could never reach that tiny little tile in the middle, which was really annoying, and now we don't have this problem anymore, which is really great. Third, we can now have many different types of pets, and they are actually pretty cute. We have penguins, which is really nice, a capybara. It's like very random but very cool. The fourth point is the map is much more detailed, and you can click on the buildings to check their opening times, which is really handy. I wish all farming games would have that. It's really good to know which times that the shops open without having to search for it in the internet. Fifth is you can also check your relationship levels with other characters in the main menu. So the interface got this few improvements, and one of them is being able to check your relationship levels in the main menu, which is a lot quicker. And also in past Harvest Moons, everything was kind of a secret. If you played in, you will probably know what I mean, but you could never figure out the sprites and all the mechanics without looking up on a guide or searching in the internet. Now the game teaches you the most basic mechanics, which is pretty good for any new players. Apart from that, half of the fun of the game is really the nostalgia of the classic old Harvest Moon games, where time passes by slowly, you get to uncover secrets little by little, and you also get to meet all those characters that you loved once again. But there are quite a few bad things as well. So for me, the things that were very negative was, first of all, the animations your character does when you run out of stamina. It's just way too frequent and extremely disruptive. I mean, this completely ruins it for me. It feels like half of my gameplay time is watching my character getting tired every 5 seconds I use a tool. Like, really wish there was an option to turn this off. I don't need that much indication that my stamina is running off. If there was only one when you're running like in the last hearts or 2 hearts of stamina, okay. But no, it's like literally every 2 or 3 hearts or something, you have a very long animation showing you that you are running out of stamina, as if I didn't know. Well, whatever. That's really annoying. Second, all the cutscenes with the bachelors and dialogue in general is just not engaging. There is a lack of dialogue where the NPCs basically say 2 or 3 things the whole season. It feels really empty, you have no sense of progression, and one of the most interesting mechanics that they used to have in previous games, which was the rival cutscenes, they completely cut it off. So we can't really make them date each other anymore, which is it's a shame really. I really like this kind of mechanic. You can see that on Fire Emblem, on some of them as well. And yeah, it was a shame that they cut this off. Third, in this game, you can't try and error cooking anymore. And to get the recipes, it's not that intuitive. You have to, like, mostly watching TV in a specific day, which is really annoying. And some I like by cooking various, like the same dishes various times. I don't know, I feel like cooking was more fun in the old games than in this remake. But that's my personal opinion, of course. Fourth is there isn't much customization. Considering this is a very recent game, it's pretty limited. You can't customize your farm, you can't customize your house, Another point is that the world itself is not interesting, like the design is not there. There is no main story anymore. The places aren't really explorable. You can't walk pretty much anywhere besides the road path, so it feels very limited. And even though it's true to the original game, there is nothing to look forward to, if that makes sense. So animals don't die, don't get sick. You don't really need to care after them. The pacing is extremely slow, where after you upgrade your farmhouse, there is just a sense of not really having anything to do in your day, and you earn the money, but you don't have anything interesting to spend that money on. So it feels kind of stuck after some time. But I think those are like the main bad things for me. I would like to talk about the ugly, but just as a reminder, this is my personal opinion. So the first point is the art of the game. The art is, how can I put this? It's hard to decide because the art style overall is okay. Some portraits and redesigns are really nice. But some are just hideous. I can't look at them. What did they do to potpourri? I don't understand. Well, there's some portraits and some art like just not okay. And essentially, it just looks like it was supposed to be a mobile game. And yeah, and that's it. I don't know. I guess that's personal, right? But it's not exactly my type, I would say. I wasn't very happy with the art style overall. Maybe it's because of the nostalgia of the previous like pixel art games, but I don't know, I just didn't like very much. The second is the music of the game. The music itself is excellent, like the soundtrack is really chill, it's really nice, but the sound effects are awful. You probably already noticed that, because they're really low quality. The first 5 minutes playing the game, you'll already instantly notice the sound effects are just awful. And the third thing that is ugly is the user interface. So like I mentioned in other videos, I work with that every day, so I'm a bit particular about that. But even though the overall user experience you have with the interface has improved a lot in comparison to previous Harvest Moon games, it doesn't look nice, and it still can be improved a lot more just by providing more guidance and making it clear the functions that you have in your menus. So my personal opinion, like taking all these points in case you're deciding if you want to buy the game or not, overall the game is okay. It's not a new game. You have to remember this is a remake of the original Friends of Mineral Town, which is already a remake as well, if I'm correct. But I think that this is the most important point to note, just because if you look at the previous Harvest Moon games, you can see that this one is a great improvement in many different things on the gameplay. But it still has a lot to catch up with other farming games from this generation. So if you played Stardew Valley, My Time at Portia, any farming game really, you will feel that Story of Seasons is lacking on some things. And overall, this game is essentially about nostalgia. So it's not a remake like Final Fantasy VII, where we got lots of cool stuff and a new view on the game. This is more like a remake for those who played the Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town in the past and really want to feel that nostalgia and that slowness yet again. So I would say just buy it on sale. That's the best thing, because it's kind of expensive for the amount of gameplay hours that you get. Just wait for a little sale, get some like 25% off or something, and then you get the game if you're thinking about it. If you played the original, you probably will like to get back to your childhood kind of feeling again. But if you never played, it's also a good introduction to the Story Seasons, the Harvest Moon series. But yeah, the other farming games are of course far better. So that's my recommendation, guys. I hope that was useful somehow. I hope you guys liked this review. I don't do reviews that often, but I want to start doing them more. I'll probably do one on Genshin Impact soon as well. And yeah, I hope that's helpful, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye!